Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to BioShock Infinite. So we've irritated and lost Elizabeth in the game, and the Vox Populi now have put us on a mission to get their guns if we want our airship back. And so the game here has basically forced us into another side quest where we're going to have to deal with Finkland here, whatever this is called. Finkton, I think is the name. And because of that, find the guns and deal with the Vox Populi to get our ship just to get out of here. Because this entire game so far is just about escaping. Now what's really weird here is the only reason we'd be seeing light rays here is if they had an incredibly reflective surface they were projecting on. Or they were projecting from behind. But then they spent the effort to put and create these projectors that float in the air and project from the front. So we shouldn't be getting these rays. We really shouldn't. So I did start some controversy, but apparently just walking through that one hallway has undone it. And now we have some bottle of shock jockey. Are you a time thief? And here's how you treat your employees right here. It's like, if you're lazy, you're stealing from the government, but well, you're stealing from the corporation. And but if you're a good employee, you're not getting any bonus for it. And the fact that the corporation's not paying you much, if anything, shouldn't even come into factor or account. If anything, more people should realize and make the argument that jobs are the biggest time thief in the world, because you're selling your time and effort for money, and you're selling it at a very poorly negotiated rate, usually, because most people can't negotiate for a higher raise because there's too many people and not enough jobs in the world, in the United States in particular. So who is really taking whose time up? Is it the job, or is it the company, or is it the worker? Like, I've specifically worked at least 2 jobs where at the end of my time working there, now we can finally open these doors. Interesting. We couldn't open them before.
You want to know what we do to pretty little stowaways? Or maybe you don't.
There's Elizabeth running away.
Just stop for a minute!
So the question really would have been what would have happened if I had died during the time she wasn't near me, but I assume nothing. See, she's just being childish and running away from me because I betrayed her, and it's true, I did betray her and try to take her to New York for a stupid reason. This is like the worst part of the story, in my opinion. But yeah, I've worked 2 jobs where by the time I was done working for them, I looked back and I go, 6 months, like one of the jobs was 6 months and one of the jobs was 5 years, and I could not remember having done anything at all that I wanted to do or having any kind of enjoyable life. It was just sleep, eat, wake up, go to work, come back from work, go back to sleep, eat again, and wake up the next day and do it again. And they literally felt like I lost at least 5.5 years of my life working jobs that I
just want to talk to you.
No interest in, and got nothing from it really, other than money and the ability to stay alive long enough to sleep, eat, and go back to work the next day. And so I'm personally very much in the favor of what the Vox Populi are selling here, although they're being pretty violent for it. right now, but for the time with Pinkertons just coming in and shooting down union protests, I can kind of understand what the Vox Populi are doing. Plus, this being in Colombia, which is incredibly religious, theocracy-based indoctrination of racism, you have to fight against that too. So I kind of get it. The problem, though, is not to spoil anything. You start to eventually get to the point where the Vox is shown particularly just to be as bad as Fink and as bad as Colombia and everybody else. Interesting. I should be able to jump up here, but they've made an invisible wall, so I can't get higher, so I can't get up there, which almost certainly at some point was going to be something we could do.
Elizabeth!
And so she opens
Just
a
hold
thing.
up for a minute! I'm not angry with you!
Now what's weird is that tear that was just opened up was a New Year's celebration tear, I think, from Rapture. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe that's an Easter egg, maybe it isn't. Like, I don't know how you really solve this problem. If you have a childish person like Elizabeth, who's well under age developed because she's been locked in a cage basically all her life, I don't know what you do other than chase them. I mean, you kind of have to. She's in incredible danger right now, and
Hey, watch out! Move it! Move!
and see, that's like a marching band. Maybe you could say, okay, just stop running. I'll stay right here. Let me explain. Again, this is just showing an complete inability for Booker DeWitt to lie when he's probably in his position, in his job as a private eye. He should be better. Even as just a normal adult in this time, he should be better at lying to somebody than this and manipulating her. But the story demands we see this section of more tears, which doesn't really solve
Damn
much.
it!
I am not going with you!
Don't go in there!
I have no need of one such as you.
What's interesting here is these tears apparently have no connection to altitude or space, maybe even time, because clearly there would never be a railroad going in the sky, although maybe there would be. I mean, it seems like in the BioShock universe of games, anything and everything can happen.
No, no, no! It's her! Call it in! Call it in!
No! Let me go!
There's gotta be another way in.
So she just went through a tear into a different dimension and got grabbed.
They called Slate a monster and a traitor. I know the men who died in the Hall of Heroes with Captain Slate. There is no shame to be counted in their number. The shame lies to we who assembled outside the hall. Though we were not the ones who fell, I feel only envy for those who perished under his banner.
So this girl worked with, like, her father fought with Slate, and we're talking about that story, but she just went through a different dimension, so everything up to this point in the story is not going to really matter if we go to this different dimension and we have to deal with that. Unless she somehow just made a tear that sent her on the other side of that wall, and she didn't go to a different dimension. And if that is the case, then how do tears work? And I have no clue. And I don't think the game has a clue if that's the case. And it probably is the case, sadly. That they're just playing fast and loose with the rules. So is Elizabeth in a different dimension? If that's the case, she kind of has to open a tear and let me through. Or I have to be able to find another way through. So there is... So apparently, unless, like, this is a copy of Elizabeth...
Get your hands off of me! Let me go!
And let's see. We can hear apparently somebody named Founder. And yet I can't jump on that and get over there. I have to walk this way. Alright. And see, these chains here don't tell me that they're employees. It tells me that they're slaves. Chain gangs, prisoners. Basically slaves, one way or another. Making sure we have the fire thing. And she just got punched. And those people jumped down. And honestly, knocking her out isn't a terrible idea. So some of these people are trying to ride the rails. I need to be better at this. I'm not doing a very good job. I need to... With this handgun, it's requiring so many bullets. And here we have a standard, like, shooter game thing where the enemies die and they always end up ragdolling in the weirdest positions. Now I can't open any tears without Elizabeth. So we're kind of doing a very basic, just very basic fight here. Let's just take this and we'll do this. And we'll jump up here. And we'll do this. Let's see. Sniper rifle. People in jail that are either dead or just don't care. I'm low on salts, need to find more. How about we buy some salt? So then I can hack the machine and take the money back. I doubt that system actually is the best way to do that, but... And see, I really don't want the sniper rifle right now. I much prefer to switch to this gun. When we take this, we can't get up over that edge. I think that machine gun is probably gonna try to shoot me. Here we have a volley gun, which I don't think we've used that one before, so we'll give it a try, but it's probably not going to work that well. Let's go ahead and do the reload sequence of that. Guilty labor agitators, see. So they certainly are are not negotiating or treating people fairly as far as these workers. And the problem, I think, with this is you're...
Keep your eyes to yourself, Guaylo.
Ooh, a Chinese person. I'm surprised that there are any Chinese people at all in Colombia. I would have thought that would have been just like not allowed at all. Could pick up the carbine. One guy and an infusion. I would have missed that.
Just what the doctor ordered.
So I bet there's probably not another infusion anywhere near here. So we have no clue how tears work. And the game seems to have no clue how tears work. She was able to create a tear, walk through this area, into this area, but not a different dimension. It just seems to be this form of wish fulfillment, like she said. And she said it was like a form of wish fulfillment before, and she hadn't actually ever said that as far as I recall. So she said something she didn't say, which is a real long way to go about all that. But with her knocked out, maybe we can talk some sense into her.
I am not going with you.
Elizabeth, wait!
And so this tear, again, makes a platform that wasn't here before, and it makes this thing that wasn't here before. And it stops right here. Seems kind of odd that the dismount was being a little finicky. Let's see, I guess I haven't been on this platform before. And again, he's in a weird position because the story is definitely forcing this chase sequence. But he's also not saying, I'm sorry, we'll go to Paris, I was wrong. Just basic apology things. And now we're introduced to the handyman, which, oh, by the way, we should have been introduced to them quite a long time ago. Is she gonna let me die? Nope. So she cares enough to not let me die. And there happened to be a tear there.
Hey, I'm slipping!
Do not attempt to follow me, Mr. DeWitt.
Elizabeth, I've made an arrangement to get our airship back.
You can get us out of here.
Yes, I just need to supply enough weapons to arm an entire uprising.
And where will we get these weapons? From one of our many friends and allies?
A gunsmith in Finkton should be a walk in the park. What do you say, partners?
You're a liar, Mr. DeWitt. And a thug. But you're also my only means of reaching Paris.
And so she pulled him over. Now, here's my thought is that instead of the mechanical, instead of using the mechanical George Washingtons, we should have been fighting handymans from the beginning. Honestly, the handymans would be more interesting as characters if they were stronger and had a little bit more damage than what it seems like. I assume what this would have been pointing to Monument Island. So now we're seeing telescopes that are just kind of placed and looking at where Monument Island would be, but of course it's not there. can't lockpick. What? Elizabeth is busy and she can't lockpick.
Don't get too comfortable with my company, Mr. DeWitt. You are a means to an end. No more.
There we go. Can you open this?
Locked.
Keep a lookout.
5 lockpicks for this. So I hope
it.
this pays off. Well, a decent amount of money. Not really, even that. Melee strike range increased by 3 times compared to shield recharge rate. Nope. Kind of unsurprisingly, that those default things we got for having the Ultimate Edition Season Pass Edition of BioShock Infinite, the version you're almost certainly going to get, is way better.
Now, Mr. Fink's a good man. You work hard, and I know he'll reward you.
So, basically, families are getting broken up here so that he can go and work. These people have their guns at the ready. But there is a level of signing up for this too. The sales pitch looks good here. Look at how bright and colorful and clean this building is. Like, I could see people like lambs to the slaughter just walking in here with the New Worker Induction Center. The life of prosperity begins today. And the idea, I suppose, will be that we go through this path. I see you have a bright future in Finkton, and you'll find it gets progressively worse and worse as you move forward. Now, of course, I'm gonna hit these, and that's probably gonna trigger a fight. What is on her neck? Like, this really awkward scarf around this character's neck. Like, let's see, when I zoom in and see. Like, they clearly didn't have time to animate that correctly. And we started the fight. Stealing has its advantages, disadvantages. We've got a lot of things now we can purchase, but I kind of want to be careful. So, recoil reduction on the rifle, I'll take. I need a lot of money, we can see, and see, when those things break, you get this, you get kind of a songbird style sound. So now everybody has run away. Where did they go is the ultimate question. It's like, did they jump off the edge? Like, where are these people hiding? Do they just disappear? I mean, they literally do. And so the thing that's starting to seem like the case is that the half-off upgrade that we found at that one section should have been where we spent our money to get all those upgrades. And we shouldn't have moved any further. Shouldn't have upgraded anything until we hit that half-off upgrade station. And from that point up, we would have been a lot more ahead of the curve. I'm not sure this game.
Who sent you to find this person?
Daisy Fitzroy.
She's either a great hero or the worst of scoundrels, depending on who's doing the telling.
She's good for an airship. I don't care if she's the Queen of Holland.
So the fact that Booker DeWitt here was a Pinkerton we are oddly yet again going through his history. This is feeling like the paths and everything that we're going down are specifically designed to make Booker face his history in some weird way, and it seems far too coincidental in the storytelling. Daisy Fitzroy leads her poisonous posse to ruination. According to this, which is the word of the prophet made by Fink Manufacturing. So you have Andrew Ryan is the equivalent of Comstock, and then Fink is the equivalent of the other characters. See, these guys are trying to fix this. But instead I'll just hit it for the money and go ahead and trigger a fight.
Sorry.
The good news is she doesn't seem like she can die at all. But I will need to get away from this volley launcher pretty fast. Like, there's no way I can keep this as my weapon. If Booker DeWitt was truly the most repentant person ever, and
Want to hold on to this?
sad about the fact that he worked as a Pinkerton, there's no lockpick, and killed the Indians at Wounded Knee.
The truth is,
He doesn't
I don't
really
have a lot
say
of
anything
time
about
for all
that, or like that.
prophecy nonsense. I tell you, belief is just a commodity. Old Comstock, well, he does produce, but like any tradesman, he's obliged to barter his product for the earthly ores. You see, one does not raise a barn on song alone. No, sir. That's Fink timber, a Fink hammer, and Fink's hand to swing it. He needs me, lest he soil his own.
So, you kind of get the implication that Fink might get in a fight with Andrew Ryan, like we saw in BioShock 1 and 2, but I don't think it really happens. The problem is we're quickly approaching a point where the story, from what I recall, goes off the rails, and the idea... this is a hairpin lock.
Elizabeth?
So this is probably a storyline section.
There. Over there. A service elevator. Should take us down to Finkton.
I don't want to take that quite yet.
Industries recruitment. We are not looking for any help. You hear that? No help.
How are we going to get into Finkton?
So no jobs
Slip
today.
for another way in.
So jobs are scarce, kind of unsurprisingly, in Colombia. The thing that's gonna be odd is eventually, I think, all of the world is gonna be similar to this, in which jobs are gonna get more and more scarce, and there's going to be some consternation. We're gonna have to rethink how we run our society. Right now we run societies on scarcity, the idea that the resources are limited, and
Help me out with this lock.
because resources are limited, we have to
There you go.
work and compete for those resources, like food, shelter, clothing, things even more limited, like gold and
Who's there?
and silver, copper, things that we like
Here you go.
in our electronics and gadgets in particular. are pretty rare. Rare earth minerals have been rare for such a long time that they're called rare earth minerals. I cannot. I keep programming this thing to kill these guys, and it's not really doing it. So fine, I'll just destroy this with the volley gun. Wow. I didn't realize there were 5 guys just around me. Now remember, I have melee, so if I want to do these brutal melee kills, I can do it. Although, does that change her opinion of me if I do these brutal melee kills? See, it feels like the game is written in such a way that I could be this horrible murdering person and not be really very repentant for what I did as a Pinkerton or at Wounded Knee. Or I could also be very repentant and just not say anything. And the way it's written is a little ham-handed. It's not quite... It doesn't feel true to nature. I imagine a speedrunner could play this game with just the melee attacks. Although the animation of the melee attacks probably is something to consider. Let's see, we're up to 6 lockpicks now. And so Elizabeth's not happy with me for lying to her. And she kind of seems not to respond at all to the fact that I'm killing people all around her. She kind of said something once or twice, but there's 7 lockpicks. But not really.
Here's some cash.
And when we're not in a fight, we get cash. When we're in a fight, we get something else.
The gunsmith Chen Lin, wanted for known connections to the outlaw Daisy Fitzroy.
Looks like our guy's drawn attention.
That's not good, is it?
No.
This only requires 1 lockpick.
That won't take but a minute.
So that's kind of nice that they only took 1 lockpick
There.
when all the others have taken 5. Get some money back. Not really having to purchase anything. I'm finding almost everything I need. And the vast majority of, let's see, increase the volley gun, increase the shotgun, increase the sniper rifle, increase the ammo in the pistol, clip size of the machine gun, we'll increase that. And can we afford anything else? No.
Ammunition, weaponsmithing, all kinds of deadliness.
I think this elevator is where we're supposed to go. And in here we have that.
I hold in my hand the private journal of Comstock. Comstock's wife. It puts the lie to this miracle child nonsense. She loved the child not. It seems the sainted lady would have preferred to let the seed of the prophet just dry out on the bed sheets.
So, poor Elizabeth there, her mother didn't care for her. Which doesn't really surprise us from what we've heard from Comstock. Anyways, Lady Comstock said specifically that she wasn't very a caring person.
Did you take a look at this lock?
Let me see.
So, not really surprised. I need a different gun, unfortunately. I just don't have enough money to be buying bullets or enough bullets to be using this. And see, we are so much further ahead than we should be with these upgrades.
Want to hold on to this? Catch!
Heads or tails? Couldn't even see. See, now they want to give me the volley gun again. Seems like there might be a time lock on these doors. That might be the implication of these clocks specifically lock people into their offices for certain times, which should not happen just for fire safety alone, let alone human decency and rights. Also, there's no bathroom in here, so if you are locking people in there, you're locking them into a place with no bathroom. In fact, the bathroom element has kind of disappeared in this game. We haven't seen a bathroom in a while. See, she's looking at things, but the problem is, if you're gonna have a character that wanders around and finds things, they also kind of need to have some magical ability to find things really quickly. They'd have to go, I sense a lockpick nearby, when you're within anywhere close to it. The idea of wandering around and just standing in one place long enough to see if she finds something is ridiculous. If I just had to stand here, see where she goes, then stand where she goes, I guess maybe just in this pattern of following her around? Maybe? I mean, clearly she's programmed to look where there was a lockpick there, but so that is one of the locations where items can be picked up. It's just that's not the case. Oh, and we just pressed the button to get out of here. So before we're certain of that, over here we could buy bullets. It wouldn't be too much, but I don't want to do that.
Found some money. Okay, catch.
And the only way you can afford things is with this constant system. I guess I'll switch to this. That's 7 of 20 bullets there, or 97 bullets on the machine gun. Like, so we'll do damage boost on the shotgun. And I doubt I can afford anything else with 29 silver dollars. Are they using the US symbol for dollars? I think they are. It is this SS dollar, sterling silver maybe idea. Let's move the story forward. Trying to get into Finkton for this
Booker,
service elevator.
It's Slate's locker. He must have worked here. This is my mother's diary. Why would Slate have it?
Yeah, we just listened to that.
The child was created from whole cloth by divine will. I am a believer, but I am not a fool. His bastard shall not be raised under this roof. My mother. She had me locked in that tower.
Elizabeth.
Are you sure about
I want to
that?
get out of this city. Please.
Now, we should take note that her outfit has changed. It does change several times in this game, but it's all torn up and dirty and disheveled now. So, as the character's going through this trauma, so is her clothing. Did he slam the button when he pressed the elevator?
My name is Jeremiah Fitz.
It's like we're starting over again. This is like the beginning of BioShock 1.
What is the most admirable creature on God's green earth? Why, it's the bee. Have you ever seen a bee on vacation? Have you ever seen a bee take a sick day?
This is too slow.
Well, my friends, the answer is no. So I say,
they're slowing this down just so we have to listen to this. That was too slow. And so now we're gonna answer the phone.
Maybe you should get that.
I didn't even know if, I guess we seen phones in this world?
Booker?
Maybe?
Hello?
Mr. DeWitt?
Yes?
Hold for Mr. Fink, please.
What's going on?
DeWitt, Fink here. Listen, my boy, we've had our eye on you, and I can tell you right now that you are our top candidate. Top! Now, my associate, Mr. Flambeau, will help you with anything you need.
What the hell was that?
I have no idea.
He seems oddly pleased to make your acquaintance.
So yeah, what does that mean?
Well, the man's got an ego.
So if the rest of Columbia is this theocracy to Comstock, Finkton is this oligarchy to Fink himself. I mean, he's not really promoting worship of himself, he's just kind of saying he's better than everybody else because he's richer than everybody else and the guy in charge. And see, there's a clock telling them to work.
Why is it that we get paid in tokens that are only good at the company store? Well, I'll tell you what, I'll be damned if I let any of you poor folk get robbed at some shady establishment. You see, the Fink Company store brings you Fink products at a price designed specifically for the Fink worker.
That's called a vertical monopoly, in which you control the currency, what they purchase, and how they, and what is sold at the company store. I believe it's called a vertical monopoly, and very, very shady. Walmart actually has done that on some occasions, paid people in money that can only be used at Walmart, and in fact, I've even heard. I think it was Walmart or some other companies that have tried to pay people in food alone. It's like you don't even get a token to the company store, you just get food. Here's these guys again, although,
Mr. DeWitt, welcome to Finkton.
A different guy.
You'll find a variety of supplies here that should see you through your visit.
So, Finkton is apparently helping me.
Fink want with us?
Excuse me, miss, but Mr. Fink's interest is strictly in the gentleman.
But why?
So sorry, young miss, but any questions regarding the gentleman's application should be taken up with Mr. Fink directly.
And so he just walks.
Doesn't strike you as good news? Doesn't strike me as good news.
And so let's go ahead and take the hand cannon. And the salts, if we can. So, what does Fink want me to do? Kill Comstock and so he can take over? Like, I don't see why Fink would even want that, because it seems like he's got a decent arrangement with Comstock right now.
Coal porter here to haul half a ton of coal from Fink Manufacturing to Shantytown. Starting bid.
head to the gunsmith or scavenge supplies by that clock shop?
So,
9. I bid 9. Now 9. We give me 8. 9 minutes bid. Now 9. 8. 8 minutes bid. Now 8. 7 and a half.
so they're auctioning
15, 6
off.
minutes and 5. 5 minutes 50. I can do 5 and 50. 5 and 50. I said 5.
They're auctioning jobs to people. So this guy is saying he can do the work in less time. Interesting.
Can I get 19? 18. 18 minutes bid now 18.
So we want to find gunsmith,
14. 14 minutes bid.
but there's really no reason not to kind of look around. Nice looking pieces of wood on this barrel maker. We've seen a lot of barrel making, barrels around in this world. So it's kind of a nice backstory. Here we are on what is effectively the docks. I think this section is presenting me a great opportunity
Wanna hold on to this?
to miss elements.
Perfect timing.
Let's see, I have 2 lockpicks, and I kind of don't want to spend them yet. So I'm going to keep an eye out for more lockpicks. Like, if I go in here... let's just do it.
This.
Come on, give me something challenging.
Closed by order of Jeremiah Fink. Like, I guess if I don't see everything, then I'll feel foolish.
That poster. There's another cipher on it.
Huh. So we need to find the code book?
Yes. Looks like everything's been impounded at the Good Time Club. Maybe that's where we'll find it.
So somewhere around here, there's probably a clock that would open a new area. Or something. Maybe open up something. So that was totally worth it, but also kind of strange that that wasn't just a hairpin lock, and it wasn't. So we traded 1 lockpick for 1 lockpick, so we didn't really lose anything. Unless there's some other way that we would have been able to get into this area, which it doesn't seem like that's the case. We can see this guy's just sitting here and just feels like you could knock these people right off. I would never be happy living in a floating city. I would have too much of a fear of heights. Let's see, the game wants me to go that way, so I'm gonna go other ways.
Troy and her anarchist cronies want for you? Strike, they say. Throw down your tools, they say.
I can not get these silver eagles.
You will see what those hyenas are made of. I ask you, where are they going to be when it's cold outside and your boy's got the mumps and you've got nothing on your table but regret? Don't you see what the Vox Populi are selling? They're selling dreams. And dreams, my friend, they don't come cheap.
So I cannot reach the silver dollar. Interesting. Like, I don't know why they would have done that, but whatever. It's just a silver dollar. Here we have a small iron forge. Probably just making nails and things. Let's see.
Looks like we can enter now.
And so we can't go this way until this path has been cleared. And this is the shanty town this way in. What was this called before? Oh, what did I do? Did I literally bump into the guy and that killed me? Well, so much for a peaceful journey. Seems like the hand cannon works nicely. It fires fast, and there's a police line, do not cross. I think security checkpoint. Let's see some stuff over here. Well, I really can't help feeling that this is kind of dull, if not really dull. And see, each one of those songbird-like sounds, you would think it would be some indicator that possibly you're calling a songbird towards you, but it doesn't work that way. It absolutely doesn't work that way. The game only has the songbird show up in a few places that are highly scripted. In fact, it's really dumb. Honestly, we should have seen the songbird more than we saw the handyman, more than we've seen the George Washington
Then that thing got
machines.
done for Lady Comstock, and well, everybody noticed me. I head to Finkton, and I hide deep. The more they look, deeper I go. Only thing a color child can count on is the fact they invisible.
So, remember, Daisy Fitzroy is getting the blame for killing Lady Comstock. It doesn't, I don't think that's actually true. And so, what was this called? The Fink something? Yeah, there's wood over it, so you can't even tell. So Daisy Fitzroy, in effect, was created as your own enemy simply by interesting. The possession didn't work through the... Now I might be messing up by killing these guys. If I could keep them under my control instead, that'd be nice. But yeah, they created their own enemy by blaming her for a murder that I suspect Comstock just killed his own wife. So do I want to leave this area? Or do I want to continue in this area? Now there's power lines here that almost feel like they would have been...
I'll wait down here.
They would have been sections of the... of rails that you could glide on. The fact that they split rails into two different types of elements. What's this? Killing with Devil's Kiss, Shock Jockey, or Bucking Bronco causes effects to chain to nearby enemies, compared to decrease weapon reload time by 30%. So I still don't think I'm going to really use that. You see, they want me down this direction.
Go ahead. I'll be fine. Here it is, Booker. Chen Lin, gunsmith.
So if that's the factory, then what I want to do is make sure I look all around. We're still trying to find lockpicks. These Fink metal plates here feel like they might be a new type of safe, but they aren't. Take that money. Cannot afford to upgrade anything. Still.
We found some money. Want it?
And her handing me money all the time doesn't make sense. I was thinking maybe there was a lockpick over there, but I guess not. And there's nothing up here, right? You'd think it would be CD or Columbia dollars, or CS as the maybe Columbia silver might be what you would call the currency. This area. Getting a lot of backstory that's kind of unnecessary.
False shepherd, stirring up so much trouble. We got enough problems without this damn fool shooting up the city and blaming it all on the Fox. Though if he's amiable, yeah, he might be just the fellow we need for our immediate concerns.
So she wants to use me, obviously. Now we're up to 4 lockpicks. That's nice to know. And then gunship drop, which that's where we're supposed to go. So this area is completely locked with a different type of lock.
I've never even seen a lock like this. Anti-pressure device, a spring-loaded wiper, a relocker. You'd need a battering ram to open it.
So they had to lock the door in some way she couldn't open, which seems really crazy that they couldn't just have done what we've seen before, which is just gates in front of doors or other things blocking it. Let's see, we have a mechanical kits, medicine kits.
I never heard that song before.
I don't suspect anyone's heard that song.
And see, that was a song far in the future from our timeline in like the real world, so that's a reference to the real world, which frankly doesn't really do much or help much. And one tear in this sewing room. Sewing sweatshop.
Now. There you go.
Let's see, med kits. The idea of getting med kits for free doesn't exist in this world. So there's no doctor machine in this universe. Get some more money. Look here. So we have 2 ways we can go. We can either move forward with the story, or we can take the side quest to the Booker DeWitt audition today. Ooh, it even has my name on it. And so I don't know what they're auditioning me to be, other than I assume a brutal killer. This looks like a grating I should be able to lift up, but I can't. So yeah, it looks like I'm walking right into a big trap. This path will go down eventually. Storyline. This seems pretty obviously it's going to be like we saw before in the Hall of Heroes. This is our central location. We're going to go do this side quest this direction. Eventually we'll have a side quest that tells us to go that direction. Eventually we'll have a side quest that goes that direction. And we'll walk through this area, which there was an area that was better developed in BioShock 2 that was kind of like this, where we walked through an area a couple times fighting Big Daddies. But in comparison, we're not seeing anything like Big Daddies in this game. So I guess in order to avoid saving, we'll go ahead and leave this area and then just pause the game here. And that should be good. That's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want to friend or follow me on basically any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.